What's up, everybody, and welcome back to For the Minions, the weekly show all about new and upcoming third-person MOBAs. I'm your host, the Mangoose. Today, we have updates for Overprime, Fault, and Predecessor, nothing for Ethereal. Then we're going to go over the poll results, and then we're going to talk about item systems. Quick, clean, and easy. But joining me today, Jelly Knees was not able to make it tonight, but joining me today is my friend from way back in the Paragon days. It's Darklee. How you doing, Dark?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing great. So tell the people how you got started with Paragon, your favorite heroes, all that stuff.
Well, to be honest, I hated MMOs, or MOBAs, sorry.
I do the same shit constantly.
And so Jay told you the other day when he played, I was against it. They're just all playing Paragon. And I'm like, I don't want to play no MOBA. It's third person. I'm not even gonna give it a try. Nah. I was over there playing. I was more of a card game person. I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, I like to go and do all that stuff. And then he just goes into me and is like, hey, you know, they have this card system. And it's kind of like deck building. It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm like, all right. You got me there. I'll give it a try. And so when I finally got into it, and I'm looking at all these cards and seeing that you could make your own deck and associate it to each hero, and I'm like, all these things and ideas, possibilities. I'm like, this is sort of like kind of like cooking. Imagine all the possibilities nobody's ever tried yet.
And that's kind of what you're known for, is all these crazy card combinations like that nobody else would ever even think of trying. You go for it. You go for it.
And so it was when before Faye came out. Everyone was fighting over every hero. You remember, everyone wanted to be Sparrow. And when Faye finally got out, that's when I got hooked. So finally, every hero came iteration after iteration, and finally, when Muriel came out, or Muriel, like I fell into as the support, and finally FaZe. I fell in love with FaZe, and that is my favorite hero.
So we started at about the same time, because that's when I started, is when the Fae was released.
Yeah?
Yeah, way back when. Oh shit, I didn't put my phone on silent. There we go, now it is. So, alright, let's move on to the news and updates for this week. Let's talk about Predecessor first. Speaking of the Fae, they officially announced her. Like, we were talking a couple weeks ago how I was kind of pissed off and upset that they were like kind of half-ass teasing heroes. Well, yeah. They came on strong. They
It's that new community manager.
Yeah, it's Nabori. Nabori's he's knocking it out of the park. He's killing it. But yeah, the Fae was officially announced. What do you think about the Fae being added in? And what do you think about their little their little Twitter video, whatever the fuck?
So I think it's fantastic. If looking on the heroes, they essentially, their kits, Faye is essentially an interchangeable one. She can be every hero. And look at Richter's kit. It's her alt. So, and Revenant. Or is it Revenant who can rewind people, or is it Wraith?
That was a Wraith.
Wraith. It's the same thing. You can rewind people, place wards. It's his kit. Like, they have the foundation. All their heroes are there. So with Faye being announced, it was like a great sign. And I just knew, like, oh, Richter's got to be next. Someone. And then they announced Richter. I was like, oh,
yep, they also announced Richter, yeah.
I told my friend, like, if they're going to release a hero every week, where I'm thinking maybe we're seeing April release for them.
Yeah, the Richter tease too. That was a very cool tease, like the way they did. Yeah. They didn't actually show Richter. They just showed Gideon getting yoinked off the screen by a hook. I'll tell you what. Whenever all of these games first started coming out and working, I thought Richter would be the last one on everybody's list, because I thought he would just be difficult to program. But apparently not. And apparently Predecessor is like, hey Mangoose, we really want you to play. Here's your two top favorite heroes. Here's Richter and the Fae. Have at it. Have at it, buddy. If their next hero is the Crunch, that is Crunch, then and Shibby, then I'll know. They're speaking to me directly.
Oh, I want to see Aurora. As unpopular opinion, I loved her little slide.
I think that's a pretty popular opinion.
Really?
I think a lot of people would really love to see Aurora. Aurora was a well-loved character. Not
I
just
had
for
a
that
lot of
side cheek
different
either,
opinions.
but her kit. Like, there was a lot to love about Aurora.
Oh, I forgot about that little part.
How do you forget that? It's the best part of
You know how long Paragon has been out?
Yeah. That's true. But, so the Fae was officially announced. Richter was officially announced. They've been doing some YouTube shorts, and then they had this Calm Before the Storm teaser, which is kind of like are they hinting? Are they saying that right now is the calm before the release?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like the same thing that got me too. I'm like, they've got to be close to a release. Very close.
I mean, that Calm Before the Storm, all it was like a really pretty little video of their map with like the water running and like all the ambient noises and stuff. But it's just the title of it, Calm Before the Storm, has got people wondering.
Did you read any of the comments on that Twitter post?
No, I didn't.
It was just before, the day before, for Rick. Someone was like, it would be really funny if you could hear the wind up on Rick. And they had like a little, like, the eyes looking back and forth from Predecessor.
Oh, really?
Quiet. I'm like, that's oddly specific and oddly enough. Next day, we get a Rick reveal.
That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, Predecessor really winded up. It's been, I've said it a million times, it's been my favorite to play as far as just straight up gameplay because it is so similar to Paragon. Whether that'll be good or bad in the long run, you don't know, but it was still pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got to play one match as Muriel. I enjoyed what I got to play.
Yeah. I've played in the previous tests. I just wasn't able to even try to get into the last one they had way back in August, was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was back in August.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't seem that that long ago, but it was.
It was a lifetime ago when you got to play it.
So I'm kind of hoping with this Calm Before the Storm announcement that it's not just going to be a stress test next time. It's going to be like the fully loaded game. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
I don't think it'll be full release. It'll be like early access or some shit like that, or beta or alpha, whatever you want to call it. But
I don't know what would be considered early release or full release. I mean, look at the state of an off-brand game. We're going to FPS now. 2042. Look at the state that was released, and if you followed that.
Yeah, that's just AAA companies in general now.
True.
Forcing shit down our throats that we don't want.
Very true.
But I think that's about all I had for Predecessor, unless you had anything else you wanted to say.
I'm hoping that when Predecessor release, they can have some sort of like custom game mode, sort of like how everyone else is doing. Overprime had it too, but I want a custom games, sort of like Overwatch, where you're able to select the same hero. Like you can set the cooldowns, do all that stuff. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I bring this example a lot for even Fault. Imagine everyone's Murdoch, and you're just essentially playing laser tag.
That would be cool. It would be fun. I think that's a nice to have that'll probably be added on if they do add it. It'll be added on much later into the development cycle, but that would be cool to have.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think that this covers for all the games too. Breathe life into them.
Give us the red zone card. Give us all Murdochs, and then everybody fires their laser at once.
Come around the corner, you see 5 Murdochs taking a knee.
Blows the entire map away. So let's move on from Predecessor into Fault. A lot of stuff going on for Fault. They had their Valentine's weekend event, which came with patch 15.2. And patch 15.2 brought us Feng Mao nerfs, collision fixes, some aesthetic improvements, including an actual river, and they had some decals on their traversable terrain, which I thought were really well done. So if there's a wall that like a Greystone or a Kalaria or somebody can leap, it now has these little white markers underneath that allows you to know that you can traverse that terrain. All in all, I personally haven't had any problems since the patch. I know a few people had some FPS issues. I did for a little bit, and it was because I had a stream going in the background. As soon as I closed the stream down, my FPS issues went away. But I think this was probably their best patch that they've had yet, personally.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that one. There was a lot less collision issues, as you said. There was always that one, I think on Dawn, where you just suddenly just hit this invisible wall, and you're just like, okay.
Dawn side inhibitors. It was especially frustrating when you're getting like the inhibs getting invaded and like you're trying to get out. You're stuck inside your own inhib, like it's a Decker wall around that thing. Ugh. But yeah, normally with their patches, they'll go 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It's always like, yeah, they made progress, but then this broke. Like they fixed this and this, but then this broke. This time it seems that they just took 2 steps forward without that step back. Like everything worked appropriately. I think there was a few people that had some problems again, like I said, but not nearly as much as like the community-wide issues that they normally have with a patch. So that could probably be more attributed to people's personal setups than the game itself. But yeah, I've been really impressed with this. I love the Fing Mao nerfs. They were sorely needed. And yeah, the biggest improvement for me was that the collision fixes, because it wasn't just that on that terrain. There were collision fixes all through the map. I mean, collision locations all through the map. And there still are some places where you think you can wrap around that wall, but there's like a tree root or something sticking down at the very bottom that you stub your toe on and you can't get around the wall. But for the most part, it's pretty good.
I would definitely be careful around the Prime Pit. I think they fixed it. It was like within an hour, I was Graham walking around Prime heading towards Solo Lane. I went to go alt and I collisioned through the map.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. You were telling me that you fell through the map and died.
Yep. I was like, oh, what happened?
You found yourself a nice little hole in the environment. Nice.
Yeah. I think same area. They could lower the for Greystone to jump. I always get stuck jumping over that. This is like you got to find like a certain sweet spot to jump through those fog walls. Pieces are nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of skill involved with that sometimes. Like, Decker, sometimes I can boost right through the back of that raptor pit like it ain't nothing and land on the other side. Other times I try it and just hit through the wall and come back down. Same with Greystone. Every once in a while I can jump over. So, like I can jump over into the baby Prime pit. Other times I can't. Like, I don't know what... Like, it seems like I'm doing the exact same thing every time, but...
Yeah, it's like you said, that little skill curve. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then they also had a challenge, a community-wide challenge, which I thought this was a really cool idea. If the community could get 50,000 assists, the entire community, during the weekend, then they would unlock a heart avatar. And yeah, it was doubled. Like everyone, it was like something like 100,000 assists were reached. So
yeah, 104,943.
Oh wow, you know the exact number. Okay, okay.
Because I was happy for them, you know. Like
yeah.
It's always great to get the community involved and double the number that you set, you know.
Yeah, the heart avatar is kind of cool too. Like, it's nothing special, I don't think. I know a lot of people really love it and really wanted it. I was like, whatever, but I'll stick with my Shimby avatar.
I'm surprised they don't release an avatar with every hero.
I think they're still working on it. I think it's Jay Offlane does a lot of their avatars, so he probably just won't.
Hurry up with phase, damn it!
Oh, they don't have a phase one?
No, I'm so sad.
Aw. I could do without it. I hate phase.
I know you do. I can contest for that.
So bad for such a long time.
No, a lot of people hate me in general.
Well, that's about all I had for Fault, unless you had something else you wanted to throw in there.
Boots could be its own little slot. That's all I gotta say.
That's the way Ethereal does it.
Yeah,
slot for Boots.
I heard that, and I was just like, that is a great idea. Why does it need to take up an item slot?
Yeah. Yep. I hate Boots. All right.
So do I.
Let's move on then to Overprime. Not a lot coming out of Overprime. They did like last week we didn't have anything for them, and then like 3 hours after we recorded, they released the Rev versus Countess short, which I think kind of plays on their the game trailer release where they had Revenant and Countess fighting it out like in a cinematic, but this is the actual like gameplay version of that, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty well done. And then they had progress to make one of the Revenant skins look better, an image of Adele, and map optimization.
Ooh, what kind of optimization?
It was just a picture of the map rendered in various shades of green, which I do believe the different shades represent different levels of optimization. I have seen these green optimization charts before, so I think that's what it is. Did you not see that?
I did not.
Yeah, it's just after they released the image of Adele, like the close-up of Adele, they released that.
Okay.
You're going to school for game development. What is that?
Yeah, I'm like,
tell me.
That I haven't gotten to that part of my term. Actually, this term I'm going to be working in like a small group, like a team, and learning about art directors and game directors and all those terms and what they and their roles.
Okay.
So maybe I'll see that because we'll be working with the Unreal Engine again.
Nice. But Adele. What'd you think of Adele? I mean, we've kind of seen her face before, but this is a pretty close-up image of her.
You know, she kind of looks like a Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I wonder if she's going to be like that goofy, eccentric, but more serious. I've seen her kit, but when they advertised her in that Twitter post.
Yeah, she was Steam page and stuff where they showed her like her using a chainsword.
I'm thinking like a brawler.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be. She has a shield, so that
like
kind of
a crunch, maybe.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could
an agile crunch.
Deal with that. I could deal with that. My only concern is we've got Adele, and then there are other new hero they teased. There's also a chick. It's kind of like you can't lean too hard into that. You got to have diversity in your crew. You can't all be cute little chicks.
Looks like a ninja.
But yeah.
Well, that's what Kalari is. She's assassin, ninja. Yeah, they could play a lot into their culture and bring in different.
Well, that's kind of what I said about that when they teased their newest hero, the one beyond Adele, is that her kit just looks like it's the same thing as Kalari's kit currently is for them, but flashier. So I don't know. It's good to see them pumping out some more info again. It's good to see that map optimization, especially. I didn't really have any problems with optimization with their map, but anything to allow more players play on a prettier map is good. You can't complain about that.
It looks like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, hope so. All right, you got anything else for Overprime?
We'll tell. I think they could have, like, when I was playing their beta, if someone locks in a role, they can unlock, because when I had my first game, it was as FaZe, and I was trying to go be support. When you lock in a destination or a hero, you're kind of stuck into that.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to be able, like, okay, I'd like to swap roles or pick a different hero, because I thought I was going to be a support, but I got forced into jungle.
Oh, yeah? So you're FaZe jungling?
Yeah, everyone was like level 9. I'm still vibing at level 1, trying to figure things out. Yeah, apparently you don't attack blue buff. That's not your first monster. No, you attack the camps.
I guess with FaZe, yeah. What do you think, with you being a FaZe player, what do you think of what they call her, Cynthia?
Yeah, Cynthia.
Overprime? Yeah. What do you think of Cynthia?
I liked her. I don't understand why everyone's got to give her a pull to enemies. You can do it in there. You can do it in fall. It's just like...
Well, you can link to enemies in fall. You can't pull them.
Yeah, that's the only change. Yeah. I still don't like it.
But, I mean, Overprime, you couldn't link to allies. You couldn't pull allies, which was...
Really?
You didn't know that?
No. No. It was weird. It was awkward. You had to link someone, and to pull them, you had to reinitialize the link and then hit pull while you weren't looking at them. And it was kind of awkward. It wasn't like an active.
Yeah, to pull an enemy.
You could do it both.
No, you didn't even have the option to link to an ally.
Really? I thought you did.
Absolutely not.
I sworn.
No.
I'm just crazy.
You are just crazy.
I'm blaming my ADHD.
Yeah, I mean, they showed in their previews for the game, they showed FaZe linking to allies and pulling them and such. But in their actual release, you could not link to an ally. Unless I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm the crazy one, but
you're gonna make me.
Everybody I talked to said they were surprised that they couldn't link to their own allies with her, and I didn't see a single FaZe link to their ally or pull a carry the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty nuts. Yeah, I don't know what I think about that change, but and then yeah, I think that's all we've got to go over for Overprime. And Ethereal, we actually didn't have anything this week. Maybe Jelly had something in store for us, but he wasn't able to make it out tonight, so unfortunately we got nothing for Ethereal. Have you tried Ethereal out, Dark?
No, I have not. I've seen the gameplay footage that you sent me. I wanted to play. During the Overprime test, I was going to try and give both games a try, but I couldn't get into Ethereal.
Yeah.
So that was kind of sad. I was looking forward to it. I wanted to play the flying hero. If you can get a hero that flies, that's me.
She's probably my favorite. She's a lot of fun to play. She's a whole lot of fun to play. Yeah, unfortunately, they had some problems at first, and then they fixed them, and then they went for about a day, and then they had problems that they just couldn't fix. So that game's still very, very much pre-alpha, not even alpha yet. So looking forward to either March or April, they're going to have another test, and we can give it a try then.
Oh, good. I'll give it a try. I wanted to ask him so many questions about it for this session, but I guess I'll have to wait then. Or
you wanted to hit up
Jelly?
Yeah. I might be able to answer your questions.
I wanted to know more about items, how in Paragon or anything, can you do utility stuff, remember Sartori Cloak? What can I do with a hero? Because then it's a lot of theory crafting. I'm a big fan of theory crafting. That's why I was a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh!
One thing I'll say for Ethereal, all the items are passive. There are no active items. Because you have so many because you have an extra ability. You have a class ability. You have your own little passives, and you got slots for starter spells and relics and familiar. You got a lot of stuff going on, so they just made all the items passive because there's so much other stuff you have to know for the different heroes.
Just get a mouse like this.
What is that?
Oh, this is Razer mouse.
Okay.
So when I'm playing, I have all my actives set to my wheel. So whenever I'm streaming, I'll have I had someone question why is it on 6? You're active, it's the farthest thing away from you. Well, that's because it's on it's resting in my thumb right here. Quick.
Well, see, the thing though is you've got a familiar spell that you have to activate, and you've got a battle spell to activate. You've got a class ability to activate. You've got an extra ability beyond what normal MOBAs have. So that's already 4 extra keys. Then you got
an extra push, right?
You got what's that?
And this is the only MOBA that I know where it's a 6v6.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So I'm glad all of their items are passive, because that would be too much, I think, if you had active items as well.
I would have to read into their items, check every hero passives or abilities, and see what they do, and see how to break the game.
Oh, there's plenty of ways to break that game.
Hopefully in a good way.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the poll for this week. Predecessor actually dipped below 50%. They went to 49, which is not common. Overprime's at 23%, Fault at 12%, Ethereal at 16%. So Predecessor's still holding strong. I thought that they would skyrocket with all of the announcements they've been making, but maybe it's just the information is just taking a while to catch up. It does seem to like a week delay on stuff before things really start popping off.
Maybe the poll charts will go up maybe about 15% next week.
I don't know about 15%, but yeah, it probably could go up quite a bit. You never know. You never know what. Maybe Overprime will announce their fucking PlayStation release, and then their numbers will absolutely skyrocket if they do that.
Yeah, I mean, the player base for Paragon was 70% console.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that a low number? I don't remember. I just remember it being a high number for console players.
It was around 70% from what I understand. And then, like, a lot of people have brought this up, too. If you look at Smite was nothing until they released on Xbox. And that's when they took off. So, console release is very important to these games. Probably the most important thing they can do. As far as making a first impression, whether they last after the other games come out on console as well, you never know. But I think the first one to that console table might be able to just kind of elbow the other ones out and shut them out and just grab that audience before anybody else can.
You know, it gave me an idea. Like, Smite has Arachne, which is that spider hero. I'd like to see a hero just like that in either Fault, Predecessor, especially Ethereal. That's actually a great place for her as a spider-like character.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be neat. Let's just look at Dungeons and Dragons characters so you can get ideas there.
Paragon had Hatch that they never released, which was a spider.
Really? I did not know that.
Yep. Yeah, they never did release Hatch. I don't know what their plan was, but it was a straight up big ass spider.
I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been. Especially if it could have climbed up walls and stuff.
Yeah. You have like little traps, sort of like Murdoch, that'll just like entangle people and like reveal them on the map, because that's how spiders are. You're in a web.
Yeah.
Probably alter them.
Like threads going all around the map, and if somebody trips over them, you just get a
sort of like a ward.
Yeah. But they actually have to walk over it. That would be neat.
Cocoon them, and then your alt is like a poison.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I could dig up an image of Hatch and throw it up while we're talking about Hatch. But there was a couple unreleased heroes for Paragon that were going to be really cool. Like, they were really starting to get into more
backstories.
Well, I don't know, more creative heroes instead of just a bunch of humanoids. They were starting to really branch out into what could be possible with like the 8-legged Hatch, and they had some kind of ooze-like thing.
I would have loved to have actually seen what Dr. Maximoff would have looked like.
Yeah.
Because there's many voice lines of him in the characters' kits.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
They alluded to him a lot, like he was the one that helped FaZe, he's the one that made Howitzer, and he's the one that made Zinx. So it'd be cool to see actual Dr. Maximoff in the game. That would be neat.
Yeah. Me and my friend were talking about that. He probably like change people's like abilities. So from physical to energy to physical, it would have changed up the armor meta. You're like, do I build physical or do I build energy? I don't know when he's going to flop it.
I always thought that would be a cool way to take advantage of the 3D MOBA space, was to have a confusion type ability that inverts your XY axis on your mouse.
That would be more annoying than cool. Or one time it's used against you, you're like, stupid.
Yeah. Like you're trying to aim left and you're going right. Like, no! Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool, but of course you wouldn't want it to last for too very long. Like a couple seconds at most.
Sort of like a blind.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, FaZe is already annoying enough. Imagine getting blinded and then somebody hits you with that kind of ability that, like, remaps your keys where, like, W makes you go backwards.
Yeah, no. I would just be like, all right, so he's broken. All right, how can I break him even more? Because obviously he needs fixed.
Well, let's get into the discussion topic, which I changed it at the last minute. We're going to talk about item systems. I love the card system in Paragon. Obviously, you loved it too. That's what brought you into Paragon, not the 3D MOBA aspect, but the card system itself. I loved it, but I also understand why none of them are going with the card system, because that turned a lot of experienced MOBA players off from Paragon, and they just didn't understand the card system, which sucks, but I don't know. Is that any reason to really just give up on the card system?
No, I don't think so. It was just... Go on.
Well, I think most of the players now from the Paragon player base are familiar with that card system and would love to play with it again. But again, they can't just rely on the fractured Paragon player base. They need to pull people in from other MOBAs. And I guess the easiest way to do that would be the more familiar item systems that they have going for them right now. But man, I miss that card system.
It was kind of like a balance in a sense. You built a deck, and then you were committed to it. So, and then if you wanted to go back, they had the ability to change it out, but it would cost you some points, right? In Paragon.
What do you mean?
Like, if you went back to base and you wanted to swap out your deck, you had to, like, pay gold, or were you...
No, you couldn't swap out your deck. Once you picked your deck, you were locked in with that deck.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I like that system because I had multiple decks for, like, I'd look at a team comp and I'd be like, all right, so they've had this hero, this hero, this hero. I'm going to pick this deck. I'm going to be anti whatever they are. I see Kalari, so I'm going to be anti one-shot death Kalari, so I can survive that shit. I love that because you were committed and it brought more strategy to it. And I think a lot of that is gone in MOBAs. It was just, I'll just go back, sell this item, and all will be forgiven. It's like, no, like, they made it to where you were committed.
Yeah, part of the skill of Paragon was deck building. Like, it started before the game even began. It was being able to build that deck and make it equal out exactly, like, a final build equal out exactly 60 card points, which I fucked up repeatedly. Had, like, a lot of 59-point builds, but, I
have a lot of throwaway cards.
I can understand these item systems. I just wish they would do more items that took better advantage of the 3D MOBA space, because right now you could take items from Overprime, Predecessor, Fault, even Ethereal, and you could just throw them into like Dota 2 or League of Legends. They would work fine. Like there would be no... Most of them are just taken straight from League of Legends items for the most part.
Yeah, and I hate League of Legends. That was one of the reasons why I hated MOBAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of that. I mean, there's I think it was easier to balance having the cards system rather than this items, because you could just constantly build the same item over and over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would like to see a card that let you jump higher, like just a passive to let you jump higher, because that would be taking advantage of the 3D MOBA space. Maybe something that lets you, for like an activatable that lets you fire abilities through terrain for like a few seconds.
Like
that
take
might be fun.
Different abilities from each hero, like they've already done, and make it an item.
Yeah. Just anything, because right now I think the cards are fairly boring. Again, you're like the expert on making crazy fun builds, but
yeah, I just look at the heroes and see what they can do, what their abilities are, their cooldowns, and see what sort of interactions I can get with their abilities. Like, nobody, and I have not seen this, uses Demon Sword on Phase or Hunter. When you use her E and you hit somebody with your beam, like long enough, you got max stacks on Hunter, you max stacked Armor Shred on Demon sword. And so when they're attacking you, you're getting that 15% healing, feeding it back to your carry, and sustaining yourself as the support.
See, I always thought Demon Sword was on basic attacks, but you did bring that up, that it is...
Yep. With abilities, too.
Yeah. So I guess
it's all about...
works so well on Greystone.
Yeah. So you just look at abilities and just think about what characters that would work on. And if I'm playing a support, that benefits my carry a lot, because then they don't have to waste that on Demon Sword. They can build another
they don't have
damaging item.
They don't have to go Titan Slayer or anything like that. They can just go straight crit, attack speed, power, or something like that. They don't have to go with that armor pin if you're already shredding armor off their targets. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I'm doing that for them. And a lot of that is everyone wants to build this. You got to be tanky for your carry. Or you have to be able to heal their carry. It's like, and I mean, I can do as much damage as my carry and not get the kill. So they're surviving because I am now also a threat. It's all about, if I can peel the targeting from them, I should, right?
Right. That's the way people used the Fae as a support. Like, she had her slow that could peel for her carry, but for the most part, it was just, she was constantly launching Harvest Nettles and putting the enemy team on their toes, because you got your mana refunded on that, and it was a very low cooldown, so you could just constantly poke with Harvest Nettles and just poke them out of lane until your ADC either gets the kill or they just can't sustain. So there's different ways. There are definitely different ways of supporting.
Yeah, if Faye comes out in default and her kit is the same way with that mana refund, I am definitely building cooldown reduction, so it's like pew 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 pew.
Oh man, I miss the Fae. You know what I use in the Fae? I guess it would be in fault. It would be Arcane Surge, or Arcane Sugar, as I like to call it. The one that after you cast an ability, your next basic attack does extra energy damage.
Oof.
It was a Stinger Boost in Paragon is what it was called.
Yeah.
I used to love that on Fae, the Stinger Boost, because you could constantly, hit them with the Harvest Nettles and then follow up with a big old hit from Stinger Boost.
Oh yeah, definitely. And another, what can we do with traversing items? There's not many of them except warping.
Yeah, I think a two-way portal would be cool. If you could set up a two-way portal that lasts for 2 seconds, if that could be just like a support card.
Yeah.
Like, if there's somebody in a bad situation, you throw that portal up and they can come back through. Or you throw the portal into a team fight, everybody piles through, kills one target, and then piles back out, before the tower can get them. I think that would be a fun thing. That's, Here's the Storm has Medivh that can set portals up as an ability. And that's how people use it. And I think that would be really fun in Paragon, especially with the 3-dimensional aspect, because you're not always going to be able to get back into that portal if you set it up the wrong way, you know what I mean? But I think a two-way portal would be awesome, kind of like Gideon's portal, but it goes both ways.
Yeah. It would just be like, you place it, and then the person can then place that second one, and then they could be destroyed by the other team, or they could just use it. Be like a ward that you could just place.
Oh, that'd be overpowered. That'd be too much. It's gotta have some kind of limit.
Well, instead of warding,
Yeah.
It would just be like there. Maybe last for 2 or 3 minutes.
Another cool thing that I just thought of that could take advantage of the three-dimensional space is a shield, like a damage reduction shield that's directional, and it follows your cursor, your aim. So if you're taking damage from the front, it will reduce damage from the front. But if somebody comes in behind you, like a Kalari, it's not going to reduce that damage at all. Or if a Boris ults on you and comes from above, if you can flick up real quick, you can negate some of the damage from his ultimate by just using that shield in the correct direction.
Yeah.
It could be too big.
Cool.
It would have to be kind of small, I think, for people not to abuse that. Oh no, there's a lot of stuff they could do, but I don't think they're taking enough advantage of the 3D space. Like Ethereal is taking advantage of the fucking 3D space, like
I would
big time.
have a drone.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Fly it around real quick.
Not like fly it around. Like you just hit a button and it just like a consumable, and it just launches in front of you, and it just like goes down the lane and it pings enemies as it goes down.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
That'd be a really cool card to have. Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't stay in place like a normal ward or anything, but you could like fire it through the enemy jungle.
Right. That'd be nice.
Especially if it could get if it would give you camp timers too. That would be really nice.
That's
be
very
something that's
nice.
way important that people don't seem to realize is understanding those camp timers and what has and hasn't been taken. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I want to drone.
Does it help?
Hell, why not have a card that makes you fly for a couple seconds? Fuck it. They have the animation for the jump pads. It could be that.
They don't want anybody seeing above their map.
Okay. Well, you saw below their map. You saw below Fault's map.
Hell yeah, I did.
I don't know.
Ethereal. You could have like a zip line.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ethereal, they really actually do a good job of taking advantage of that 3D space with having people that can scale walls and people that can fly and having parts of the environment be destructible and then the lanes just completely separated. That is, I think, really the next step in the 3D MOBA space. I wish it was as pretty as some of these Paragon remakes. I think it would get a lot more attention, but yeah. But they got a little ways to go before they're in there, because their animations need a lot of work and stuff. Their concepts that they have are just really cool.
What about an item that can change how abilities work?
I think there's stuff like that in like League of Legends and Dota.
So, like, I use Phase as an example where instead of healing an ally, because she links to enemies now, she can drain health, and it doesn't like stun at the end and fall. So it's just like constant.
It increases the drain but takes away the stun.
Yeah,
because
you're constantly draining health.
Yeah, that would be cool. Stuff that enhances, but you have to like gives you a bit of a takeaway, like maybe decrease the range of Decker's bomb, but make it bigger.
Yeah. Stuff
like that would be kind of neat. Decrease the size of containment defense, but make it deal damage again. I used to love when that fucking shit dealt damage.
Yeah, just little stuff. You can go crazy with items, because then it's like, all right, you have this now. Their ability changed. Now we have to watch out for that.
Yeah. You'd definitely be wondering what the hell is going on until you hit that tab and looked at what cards they were using. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that they could do that I don't think they're doing yet. I think the different games, Fault's probably in the best position to start adding some weird shit like this in.
Yeah, because it's boring when everyone's just playing safe and doing the same thing that other games are doing.
Yeah.
Get creative. You're making a game. This is your creative space. You're an artist. Use it. That's what games are. It's an art.
Predecessor had some neat card combos, but again, it was stuff that I've seen in other games. I just hadn't seen them in Paragon, but they were in Predecessor, which was kind of cool to see. Overprime had a very limited card pool from what It
was very small.
Yeah.
Very small. It was just like everyone had the same thing, so it was like, get creative. That's why I just put power on Murdoch and just used his grenade launcher.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see how dumb that looked, and it worked successfully.
When I was running support, it felt like I just had a different version of Blessing of the Divine and Traveler's Augment.
Yeah.
Just in Overprime instead of Fault, you know?
Yeah. I want to feel different.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of stuff. If you guys have any suggestions for cards that could actually take advantage of the 3D MOBA space, let us know in the comments below, and let's rally up. Let's try and get some of these cards into one of these games. Let's give them some ideas, because they obviously need some, because right now they're all just pulling from fucking League of Legends. So, look, goddamn it, let's get some better options out there, some more fun stuff that we could play around with and really differentiate the three-dimensional MOBA from a two-dimensional MOBA, because you got to do that with better than what they're doing right now, I think. But I think that's it. That's all I had for the topic. Do you have anything else you wanted to say about item systems, Dark?
I think I could go on, but start repeating myself. But no, I think that's it.
Cool.
Just advice. Just look at the items and see how they interact with the heroes. Don't just build damage. You'll be surprised at what you can come up with.
You sent me that clip earlier where you used stealth tackle and steel. We're just hiding in the raptor pit, making the enemy team think that Greystone was on the raptor by himself. It was what you and Ricker both had stealth tech.
Yeah. I was just like, hey, the game prior, I put stealth tech on steel, and he's just like, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, watch this. Put stealth tech, come out of the jungle, and I ulted. Dude was just like, what?
Where did that steel come from?
That is the scariest thing. All of a sudden, you had just turned around. There was no one down lane. And all of a sudden, you got from behind. You're just like, what happened?
Check out Darklee if you want to see some Captain Insano builds. But that's going to wrap it up for this week. Let's plugs. Dark, what do you got to plug?
Darklee 16 YouTube, Darklee XVI Twitch, and anybody looking for a game development student intern, I'm right here.
And I'll have all that 13th. Linked down in the description below. I got nothing to plug as always, but yeah, I really do want to see some cool ideas out of you guys. I want something that's going to blow me away whenever I look and see these card ideas. But yeah, I guess I'm fumbling with this outro, so goodbye, food. Mangoose. Special shout out to channel members Foolish Bloodhunter, Jelly Knees, Meow Mix for Men, Stunt, Ferrith, and Raven.